You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Hella Well with Danielle podcast. I cannot believe this is our 12th episode. This feels so surreal. Oh my God, we always say, oh my God, this year's gone by so fast. But seriously, 2020 has literally blinked and it's gone by. I think it's because we've been inside for most of the time, staying, safe and, social distancing from, COVID, or as Kevin Hart calls it, the vid. I watched the special this weekend. But, we're at the end of the year, and I think it's the time of the year where most of us start self-reflecting. We kind of figure out, what did we do this year? Did we accomplish our goals? What goals did we accomplish? What do we want to do in the next year? And since we're already in that mindset, I wanted the month of December to truly be intentional. And so I have created this self-reflection, series for the month of December, which is starting with this podcast episode called Redefining Your Mindset. And so this is the time to really redefine, what is success to you? What is failure to you? What do you really want in your life? And start really kind of awakening to where you are now and to where you want to be. And so the best way to start this off, if someone asks me, what's one thing you can do to really, start developing yourself, adding more wellness into your lifestyle, and really just making some lasting changes, then my answer would be journaling. Journaling is everything, and it's been such a huge part of my life and in my journey in wellness. I love, probably the most well-known journalist, or not journalist, but someone who journals, would have been Anne Frank. She was known for her diary, and one thing I love, she wrote, "I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear and my courage is reborn." And it feels weird to say I hella love Anne Frank, but seriously, in one of the deepest, darkest times of our history, and probably one of the deepest, darkest times in her life, she, turned to journaling to be able to process her thoughts and what was going on when she wasn't allowed to or able to fully express it. And as a kid, I felt the same way. I had a diary, not really as a child, but more as a teenager, especially when I had those thoughts and was I wanted to get them out, but was afraid. So I used my diary as a way to confess my anger when I was afraid to show my emotions or couldn't speak them verbally out loud. It was a way to express my struggles and fears without judgment. And it just felt good to just put pen to paper. And there's something so magical about putting pen to paper. It helps us unclutter the mind, and it allows us to process our thoughts on a deeper level. It helps hidden thoughts come to the surface. It helps us unload our thoughts and feelings, and readies us to make decisions. And, it just gets the fog. And when you keep things in your head and you're going, you're not allowing yourself time to process what's in your head. And so being able to journal is one of those ways, and also helps you explore possibilities. It's a great way to kind of figure out what it is I want in life and what are my possibilities. And so writing those out is so key. And, people ask me all the time, well, what's the difference between journaling and a diary? And the real difference between a journal and a diary is journaling is, they're essentially the same, but journaling is using your writing with intention to improve your life. It's your intention to either set a goal or, process different things. Whereas a diary, you were just kind of just writing it out just to be writing it out. And there's so many benefits behind journaling, studies, there's been so many studies. If you just Google it, you can find all the different studies that have been done on the benefits of journaling, but journaling really helps you reduce your stress. It adds to your mental clarity, and it's a time to process your deep-seated emotions. It's a way to gain control of your emotions, and it also helps you prioritize your problems, your fears, your concerns. I love it because it's a great way to fight the negative self-talk, as AKA the inner mean girl that we all deal with on a regular basis. Or I don't know about you, but yes, it's something I struggle with, and it's a great way for me to kind of check her. It's also a great way it's a great exercise in self-reflection. It gives you a record of your development. It's great to be able to understand where you were before. I love looking back at old journals and seeing where I was then, especially journals I've had for like 5 or 10 years ago, and reading my thoughts and, where I was and then where I am now. And it makes me proud to know that, okay, sis, I've seen you're making some improvement. And so, but I have the way, if I didn't document that, I probably wouldn't be able to really pinpoint, I was here and now I'm here. And it really kind of hones in on that you are here now and you were there, and kind of, I love that aspect of it also. It also helps you gain a sense of fulfillment. Growth, there's so much growth in personal wisdom that can be satisfying. And it, again, it goes by that feeling of accomplishments. Like, I love being able to write down also the things that I've accomplished in life. So it's not even seeing kind of where I was before, but it's a great way for me to see like when I've accomplished things in life. I remember looking at a journal not too long ago that I found in my parents' house of probably, I think it was from, I want to say the early 90s. And, I was in my 20s just trying to figure things out. And I just see the difference. And like, I look back at her and think, okay, she thought she knew some stuff and she was growing and she was proud of those points. And like, but I look back and think where I am now and I'm like, okay, I love the journey that I was on and that I've been on. And it's amazing to kind of see, again, that growth. So it also helps you enter into the unknown and explore possibilities. Journaling helps you take action, and it lets you dream. I love being able to journal about what I want. Like recently I was journaling about what I call, and we talked about it with the podcast with Danny Faust on manifesting and creating your, you 2.0. And I recently journaled about what does my 2.0 Danielle look like, and what's she wearing, what is she eating, where is she living, how is she traveling, what's her mindset, and being able to journal that out and really not just keep that in my head of what she looks like and what she's doing and kind of who she is, but being able to write that out really helped me get to the root of really what it is that I want in 2.0 me. And it helped me dream bigger than I would have if I would have just kind of been in my head and kind of had a, curb the process. Being able to write expands your mind to be able to explore so much more. And so again, and these are only some of the many, many benefits of journaling. But there's different types of journals. Most of us think that, there's just one type of journaling, which is just, write it in like diary style, like dear diary, da, 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 or just, writing your thoughts, which is a self-reflection journal. But there's so many different other types of journals, depending on what your intention is. And so again, there's like the self-reflection journal, which helps you to create a life with intention. You can have a journal that's about goal planning, and it's just literally about all your goals and how you want to, achieve them, and really focusing on that and being able to document stuff like that. Then there's what's called a bullet journal. And a bullet journal is a type of creative journaling that you can use to document your day. It keeps track of your schedule, forms you of new habits, and, a lot of people use it to organize their life. There's a lot of great reasons behind, keeping a bullet journal, which I don't do it, but I know that, people who have used it, it's really efficient. It helps you focus your activities. The one thing I don't like about a bullet journal is that it requires like hella discipline, and it kind of feels like work, and you don't want your journaling to feel like work. A gratitude journal. So I should mention, I have several different types of journals. So I have my self-reflection journal. I do have a gratitude journal, and a gratitude journal just helps you focus on positive things in life, leading to increased happiness, higher levels of satisfaction with our lives, and just to be happier and healthier person. So I love having a gratitude journal where I just write things that I'm grateful for. And so when I'm having like a bad day, or I'm in a funk, or having imposter syndrome day, I love looking at my gratitude journal. I'm like, okay, here are all the things I've been grateful for. Or, writing it down then What am I grateful for when I'm having those moments of doubts or imposter syndrome? Which helps me realize that, life isn't as bad as I think it is, and life is actually better. So it's great to look back at it, but it's also a great way to quickly shift your mood when you're having some moments of feeling doubt or failures or other things in your life that's coming up. And so I love, love, love having a gratitude journal. Another type of journal that a lot of people I've been seeing is going to be trending is a 1-line-a-day journal. It's super quick and easy. You're just literally writing like a couple words or like literally a couple sentences on one line each day. But with that one, I always find that it also can seem kind of basic and get bored real easily. Where you're just kind of writing habitually something simple. But if you're that poetic to where you can write one line a day and it's something profound to you, I say go for it. It's working because a lot of people are using it. So, it is something to consider if that's something that kind of resonates with you. A travel journal is something that I love and I do have. It's a way to document your adventures. Not only just to document your adventures, but also to kind of bring back what you loved about your trips. And what I love about journaling on when you're traveling is because when you're traveling, you're usually away from the daily noise of your life. And it's a way to kind of really settle your mind. And so you're more open to reflecting on your life. So it's a great, even if you're not calling a travel journal and you're not documenting what you're doing on your trip, having a journal while traveling is so good. And I encourage everyone to have one because things could pop up when you're traveling. Just because, again, you've allowed your mind to relax and kind of ease away from the daily stressors and open up to thoughts that you may not know that were there under the surface. And so I love having a travel journal in particular because I like being able to look back at my trips and what happened. I still think about my favorite journal, which I'm still pissed. I'm like, if I could find this woman and sue her or do something, I would. So when I was living in Italy, I lived in Italy for about 2 years. During that time, I was writing my journal. I was writing journals. I had like 2 journals. I was writing about my life in Italy from, almost being, sold into a sex slave situation, which is a hot mess story, to, buying an expensive ass shirt just to meet some boy or talk to this guy who's working at this store called Replay. I still have the shirt somewhere because I was like, I'm never getting rid of this shirt because this shirt was so damn ass expensive. To just all the different things that had happened to me throughout my journal, throughout my time living in Italy, because I wanted to be able to look back, and write a book about, Black girl living in Italy. And this is when I did it in the early 2000s, since that's not when at the time, I didn't know a lot of people that looked like me who were living in Italy or just living in other countries like that at the time. But, it was such a great way for me to write out everything that was happening in my life. And I'm so mad that this woman who I was working for as a nanny stole my effing journals. I was like, who steals journals? She did. So it sucks because I'm still mad and a little salty about losing my journals, but travel journals are amazing. Another type of journal that I love keeping is a dream journal. My dreams are hella vivid. However, if I don't get my dreams in the first couple of minutes that I'm awake, those suckers are gone. So I love having a dream journal to track your dreams and like really, it's a way to get insight on your subconscious because your dreams tell you so much about what's going on in your real life. And there's books that you can, once you write down what you're dreaming about, you can go back and go on sites and books and see kind of the meaning behind some of your dreams. And I love being able to do that. And one thing, a pro tip on this, if you are keeping a dream journal, it doesn't have to be written. And a journal in general doesn't have to be written. It could be an audible journal, and I love having a journal where I just talk into it. And my dream journal often is me recording myself talking about what happened in my dream, because if I try to write in the middle of the night, you're trying to turn on the light, you can't go back to sleep, and you're fumbling around for a pen and paper. I love having my phone. I actually have an app that I utilize that I can talk into the app and tell myself what my dream was, and later on I can rewrite that later and put it into an actual dream journal. But I also still have the audible version of it, and so I'm able to at least get those information, those downloads into some form of writing or in an audio form. So then I have that information for future use to be like, okay, what was this dream about? Like recently I had a dream about a rabbit, and this rabbit like was just came out of nowhere, and then it hopped right towards me as if it was about to attack me, but it didn't. It was just right in my face. And when I found out about rabbits are supposed to be about good luck coming in your life, and in my world, I would probably think, oh, the rabbit's there from someone else. And I kind of feel like the rabbit's like, no, B, I'm here for you. So again, dream journals are a great way to kind of really understand what's going on in your life and things that you may not be realizing on a conscious level, but a subconscious level that's telling you something. So I love, love, love having a dream journal. Another type of journal that people keep is a food journal. And, they're becoming increasingly popular when it comes to types of journals that people are keeping, just to be more aware of your health. So it's a useful tool of helping you understand your eating habits. It's great, especially if you're trying to figure out if you have allergies or it might be, sensitive to certain foods. Like I didn't realize for the longest time that I was sensitive to corn and soy. I always thought like, oh, I must have just had, too much alcohol, realizing like, oh no, B, you're actually allergic to corn and soy on a major level. And it feels like I have whiplash with a mix of the worst hangover my entire life. So I do not eat corn and soy. So if you're thinking about buying makeup, those are two things I do not eat. But it's useful again as a tool helping you understand your eating habits. But so whether you're trying to lose weight, monitor your intake, or just discover foods that may not be good for you, it's a great way to be able to write those things down and have a journal. So and those are just a couple type of journals. There's actually 50 million other types of journals, but those are just to give you an idea of some of the different types of journals that you can have. But now that you know what type of journals are, the benefits of journals, probably wondering like, okay, how do I determine the right journal for me? Which is a great question. So the best way to kind of determine the right journal for you, at least in my opinion, is to really honor where you are in life and what are your needs. Ask yourself, are you looking for a place to set and track your goals? Are you wanting to work out all your emotions and have a place to kind of write those things down and just, get them out of your head? And again, there is something so, so magical about literally using pen to paper versus just, keeping it inside your head. Are you looking for something that is just a simple place to keep, records of ideals and creativity? Are you looking for something that will make you happy, or when is, and just kind of things like that. So like, are you looking for some things that will just track your efficiency again on some things, or if you're looking for something that to help you lose weight, it kind of helps you figure out what kind of journal you need. And it's really just about finding something that makes you both excited and serves the needs that you have at that time in your life. Because there's going to be times in your life where you may want to have different journals. Like as I mentioned earlier, I have several different types of journals for different reasons. And so, you can have more than one type of journal. And, or you can put it all in one journal. All depends on, whatever you want. There are no rules to this. It's just figuring out what it is that you need, what makes you excited about it, and what works for you at that time in your life. Just like there's different types of writing styles. One form of writing style that I was first introduced when I was really starting to get more intentional about my journaling is called stream of conscious. And it's about free writing. So it's writing down whatever comes to your mind without thinking about it. So it's not stopping. You're just literally just writing, and just not stopping. And whatever comes out is what you write. And within doing that, I've found some of the most profound aha moments have come through free writing and stream of conscious. And so it's a great way to do it like early in the morning as part of your morning routine. It's just stream of conscious, just rewrite give yourself a time frame, whether it's 5 or 10 minutes or longer, and just write whatever comes out of you and see what comes out. You may be amazed about the hidden gems that come through that. The other way of writing is having a guided journal. And that includes just writing prompts that will assist you with topics. And they may seem like random questions but they can be surprisingly have such a major impact on your life. So writing prompts, if you think about it, like just help you, if you're unsure what to write, it gives you topics, and it's just a way to process the answers to these questions to help you unleash your creativity inside of you and your emotions and kind of get those out. And then I would say best practices in journaling, and this kind of helps you really kind of hone in on how to journal, is number one, there are no freaking rules. There's no right way. There's no rules in journaling. Like, write as much as you want or as little as you want and talk about whatever. There are no freaking rules. And make time for journaling. Tony Robbins has this great quote that says about like his morning routine thing. He says, like, he describes his morning routine he describes it as morning routine that there was no excuse for him to find 10 minutes each morning to meditate and prepare himself for each day ahead. So think about that in terms of your writing. When you make no excuse for, writing, I mean, again, with having no rules, you can write for 2 minutes, you can write for 30 minutes, but make time for it. Make it a priority in your life, and you will see when you start making time for it. And then the third best practice, which is making it a habit out of it, you will notice the more you do it, the more profound aha moments will come through writing, and it will help with your mental clarity. It will help you reduce your stress. I mean, there's again goes with all the different benefits. The more you do it and the more you make time for it, is a game changer. And then also make it easy so you can't say no to yourself. Keep your journal close by. Make sure that wherever your journal is, there's always a pen right by, because the worst thing is you have your journal and then you're like looking for a pen and then you're like, this is just too hard. And so you give up. So you want to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to write. And then also you want to make sure that you're not pressuring yourself. Just write whatever comes to you. This is your time to just get out whatever you want. And there's no one telling you that there's a right or wrong way. So don't also pressure yourself. So someone else externally may not be pressuring yourself, but don't pressure yourself. Give yourself compassion in whatever you write and comes out, and give yourself compassion for writing whatever you write. A journal, I would say the best practice in journaling is, turning to that journal in moments of need. When you have need of just clarity or working out an emotion, journaling is one of the best ways to kind of work through that. I know when I've had, arguments with friends or difficulties on a job, or like whether I wanted to leave my job or not, especially when I was getting ready to leave my last corporate job, I was like, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Should I not do this? And, being able to journal those things out, really helped me in that time to be able to decide what was the best form of action for me. And so I love that. And also journaling is a judgment-free zone. No one's supposed to be reading this. Like, unless you give your journal to someone to read, no one's going to be reading your journal. So there's no one judging you. Only one who could be judging you is you. And I encourage you to use this as a time to not judge yourself and to fight those inner mean girl thought processes. So this is a judgment-free zone. And if you mentally tell yourself it's a judgment-free zone, it gives you that, openness to be further open with yourself and be honest with yourself. And the best thing I can say outside of that is to just begin writing. Just write. Write whatever comes to mind. Just pick up, and if you don't have a journal right now, grab a piece of paper. Most of us have some scratch paper. We have an old envelope from some bill, because we all have bills that come in the mail, or, some computer paper, and just grab a blank piece of paper and just start writing. Start with whatever comes to mind. And if you're looking for something to write, some journal prompts I would say is, think about, if you're thinking about journal prompts, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Write about, what's going on in your day, or, work through areas where you want to grow, what's holding you back from your deepest desires, or as we talked before, describe what you 2.0 looks like. Or, again, we're going for the gratitude journal. Like, what are 5 things you're grateful for? A journal also is a great place to write a letter. You can write a letter to your younger self. for, things that you were going through, limiting beliefs, things that you want to forgive yourself for, write a letter to your future self, things you want to aspire to do, or even using it to write a letter to someone that you don't have to ever send. I've written letters to people who are alive and not with us anymore. That's really helped me process my emotions and get those feelings out that I really wanted to say, but may not wanted to send them the letter. So again, using a journal as, a way to process those emotions with other conversations or expressing feelings with other people is great. So those are just kind of ways if you're using journal as a prompt. Or, if you're looking for a way to just kind of get started right away, one of the things I recently created was the Redefined Mindset. And it's a 21-day self-care journal for anyone who feels like they are not living in alignment, but wanting to do that. And they want to be in alignment with the life that they truly desire. And, this journal really helps to guide you through with writing prompts that were designed to help you find clarity, define your priorities, take small practical steps towards living the life you truly want, and start investigating your limiting beliefs, ones that you know and ones that you don't know. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've been writing thinking, oh, this is my limiting beliefs, this is what's going on, this is what I'm feeling. And then as I'm getting in further into the writing, I'm like, oh, this is really the root of this thought process. And I didn't realize it until I started writing. And again, through this, 21-day self-care journal that I've created, the Redefined Mindset, it helps you get back into alignment. And so I encourage you, if you aren't sure where to start, the resource, you can go to the show notes and find out more about the journal. It's just a quick, easy way to just jumpstart your journaling process. And in addition, if you actually end up getting that, there's also a worksheet to help you check your inner mean girl. Because again, it's something that I've always said that it's something that I have had to work through. And so I wanted to create a quick worksheet within journaling as well to help you kind of work on that action. So I'm hoping this will help you get started. And the reason why I wanted to start the Redefine Mindset month series, which is the self-reflection series we're doing this month. So each week, again, we're having a different topic. And I wanted to start with journaling because, again, it's a great way to really start going within and processing your thoughts. And it costs really nothing because you can just grab a piece of pen and paper, any piece of paper, and start going at it. And it's one of the easiest ways and one of the most helpful ways to really kind of improve your life. And it's a game changer. It truly is a life-changing habit that can help you be happier. It can reduce your stress, and it can really give you the clarity that you've been looking for in life, especially when you're getting ready to kind of okay, how did I handle this year? What could I be doing better? Start journaling now. Start getting those thoughts out now. So when you are looking at January 1, you already know where you are, because it's really hard to change and make improvements in your life and personal development when you don't know where you are and where you've been and where you want to go. So that's why I hella love journaling. So I would love to hear your thoughts on journaling. Again, if you are looking for more information on the Redefined Mindset 21-day self-care journal, you can always go to hellowellwithdanielle.com website and you can get a copy of that. If you're getting it right now, actually, we are doing a bonus during this whole month where if you get the journal, we'll also give you our free ebook on morning and evening routines that set you up for more productive days and even happier lifestyle, as well as a 21-day habit tracker, which again helps you track those habits so when you can see where you are now and what you're doing to improve your life. So I look forward to next week. We're going to have an amazing topic. I have my guest, I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm always about to start saying, I'm like, no, I love the topics we're having. So the topics we're talking about is, grief and your superhero powers, your capacity. Are you living at capacity? And really understanding your visions and resolutions. And just really, I want this month of December to be intentional. I really want you to focus in on reflecting on where you are now, what has held you back, and really set you up to thrive in 2021. 2021 is our year. It is our year to really kind of kick through the door and say, I'm redefining what is wellness for me. I'm redefining how I live in a way that is happy and healthy and gives me joy. But you got to start now. And starting with journaling is so, so key. So I hope that if you are journaling, let us know. Send me a DM and write me if you have some thoughts or more questions about journaling. I'm here to help you with your process. So other than that, I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for joining this week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.